Episode 20 of my realistic Knicks franchise. Now we in the playoffs. We got the number one seed in the play-in right now. Lakers, T-Wolves, Kings, Rockets. T-Wolves clinched that 7th seed, beating the Lakers. The Lakers beat the Kings to get the 8th seed, going against Memphis Grizzlies in the first round. The Bucks got the 7th seed, beating the Sixers in the play-in. They got Toronto and the Sixers. Sixers beat them. The Sixers at 8th seed with 50 wins. We facing them in the first round. Game 1 in New York against the Sixers. Number 1 team in the Eastern Conference, New York Knicks. Led by Cam Reddish, Barrett, Julius Randle, and Westbrook. Won game 1, 117-100. Led by 25 from Cam Reddish. Double-double from Westbrook. Game 2 in New York. It's a team that got to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. The Sixers beat us 116-111 in Game 2. At our house, they stole one. 25 apiece from Harden and Embiid against 25 from Cam Reddish. Game 3, they got off to a high start against us at their house. And this game, basically a rout, never really close. They beat us 127-106. Go up 2-1, led by 39 from James Harden. 25 from RJ Barrett. Reddish only had 7 points and fouled out. Game 4, to avoid going down 3-1, you don't want to go down 3-1. No series, we lost in the first round last year as well. Came back to beat the Sixers 121-100. Led by 27 from Julius Randle, got 23 from Quickly. Cam Reddish only had 7 points. Game 5 of the series in New York, looking to take a 3-2 series lead. Looking to get out the first round for the first time since 2013. We lost 108-91. Pivotal game 5 loss. Reddish at 14, Barrett at 10, Randall only at 15. None of our stars stepped up. Embiid at 27 to lead the way. Now we hit it in the game 6. We're going to tie the series up and force a game 7. In Philly. So far, they got off to this game didn't. They blew us out rip. This game was never even close. Beat us 122-99. Lost to the 8 seed the first round. Second straight year losing the first round. RJ Barrett at 30, but it didn't mean much in the loss. Westbrook struggled with 7 points. Cam Reddish layered 16 for the series. Julius Randle at 5 points in the closing game of the series. We didn't get great production from none of our stars in that series. Getting beat 4-2 by the Sixers. Golden State lost to Dallas, losing the finals last year. Lost in Game 7 in the first round to the Mavericks. And Boston beat the defending champion Brooklyn Nets in the first round 4-2. That turned into like a rivalry these past couple years, playing each other consistently in the playoffs. Now, James Harden averaged 25 in the first round against us, and Embiid averaged 23. Now they facing the Cleveland Cavaliers. They had a lot of injuries to their backcourt with Darius Garland and Ricky Rubio. They still managed to be up 3-0 so far in the series against the Sixers, and ultimately sweeping the Sixers to advance to the conference finals. They'll face the winner between this Boston-Milwaukee series, and they'll face the Boston Celtics in the conference finals. Got the Denver Nuggets and Dallas Mavericks out west. Two of the superstars in this league, Nikola Joker and Luka Doncic facing off. Then you got the Cleveland Cavs led by Defensive Player of the Year Evan Mobley going up against Jason Tatum, MVP. Joker at 30 points, 21 rebounds, and 10 assists in that Game 1 loss. 29 as well for Christian Wood in Game 2. Joker came to play, but got obliterated by Dallas. Luka had 30 points, 20 rebounds, 20 assists, and 10 rebounds. Game 3, Dallas won by 32-10 from Luka, 25-12 from Brunson. They got 29 from Michael Porter. Game 4, the sweep. That series was not even remotely close. The Boston Celtics beat the Cleveland Cavs in Game 7, led by 37 from Jaylen Brown, 32 from Tatum. Even without Darius Garland, Cleveland managed to take Boston to 7 games in the Eastern Conference playoffs. And Boston won Game 1 of the finals by 3 points, led by Jason Tatum. Christian Wood at 29 and lost. Luka only had 22. They have 9 points and 8 assists, but Jason Tatum had 37. Game 2, Dallas blowout win led by 39 from Luka and 27 from Tim Hardaway, 134-107. In a blowout back, Jason Tatum had 37 for the second time in the series to go up 2-1. The series not about back at 2 after triple-double from Luka and 30 points out of Jalen Brunson. At 39 from Jaylen Brown, 29 from Tatum, 17 from big free agent pickup D'Angelo Russell. It was a losing effort. Dallas now is up to NBA Finals at 2 games apiece. Luka versus Tatum. Obviously, the Celtics got more talent in most people's eyes. Been here before, losing to Golden State. And the Boston Celtics win Game 5, led by 35 from Jason Tatum up against 30 from Luka, but Luka didn't get much help. And Boston beats Dallas Mavericks in NBA Finals 4-2, led by Finals MVP Jason Tatum. Right after enter Kobe, averaging 36 in that series. Had a fantastic series, leading the Celtics to the championship. Now we headed to the offseason. We're going to see some retirements in this first phase. Kyle Lowry, last season in Miami. Mike Conley, Thaddeus Young, Danilo Gallinari, Patrick Mills, and this is arguably Mike Conley should get his jersey retired after the Grizzlies. PJ Tucker retired from us after his last year. Shot 40% from 3, was a key factor for us. We wasn't able to advance in the playoffs like we planned, losing the first round. Patrick Beverly, a starter for the Nuggets this year at 2. He retired. And Mike Scott, Tony Snell, Robert Covington, Greg Monroe, Boban, Andre Roberson, Nick Stauskas, Rodney McGruder, and Thomas Satoransky retiring. Kyle Lowry got that number 7 retired for Toronto Raptors. Looking at these league meetings this year. 7 more years to the new CBA, 9 years to a new TV deal. And right now we good. As far as the seeding and the new CBA teams hit the ground up before the new rule change. We got the potential to get the number 2 pick in the draft. We got from the Phoenix Suns in the deal. That's fresh off there being number 1 in the East. Yeah, we did lose in that first round. Now we got the opportunity to add more pieces to this team. The Heat got the number 14 pick, the lottery. The Raptors at 13 selected Derek Lively, the 3rd pick last year. 12th overall pick to the Sacramento Kings. 18th consecutive year in the lottery. Longest active streak in the league. Did make the play-in last year, at least got some postseason play. 11th pick. Going to the Charlotte Hornets. 7th lottery selection since 2017. That's the most in the NBA during that time span. They trying to get out the lottery with LaMelo Ball. Guys like Miles Bridges and build a winner. The Knicks, we got the 5th pick in the draft. Trailblazers got the number 1 pick. Spurs 2nd. OKC got the 3rd and 4th picks in the draft. So, number 1 team in the East in the regular season. Now we got a top 5 pick to add to the situation we got going on. Now we're looking at our staff. There's some rumblings on what we're going to do with Tom Thibodeau. He's been leading this team on a run to become a consistent 50-win team in the regular season. Some people are questioning what type of playoff team we've been. As of right now, the plan is to still bring back Tom Thibodeau. We like what he's been developing with our team, getting better each and every year, surprising with 50 wins. he had the initial surprise in leading the team, but Julius Randle turned him into an all-star. They missed the playoffs. Then we had a 50-win year, losing in the first round in 7 games. Then we had the number 1 record in the East this season, losing to the Sixers in the first round. But I feel like, even though we ain't had the playoff success, he's been doing a good job. And they're thinking right now is that we're going to extend Tom Thibodeau and give him another opportunity to lead this team to the next level in New York. Going to give Tibbs a 4-year deal, worth around $6 million per year. This offseason. Thibodeau locked in back as a coach this year. 2 straight 50-win seasons. Now we're looking to get out the first round this next season. We haven't been able to accomplish that goal so far. Even with the number 1 seed this past season. Our division rival, the Celtics, the big addition of D'Angelo Russell, ended up being the key factor in them winning the championship, led by Jason Tatum. Now we're heading to the draft combine period. Look at some of these transactions happened throughout this offseason NBA. J.D. Bickerstaff got re-signed for the Cavaliers, leading them within 1 game of the NBA Finals, despite Darius Garland being out and Ricky Rubio. Timberwolves hired head coach Shane Payne. Magic got a new head coach, R.J. Dawson. Pelicans hired Jackson Fuller as their head coach. Looking at Kings, got Shane Kemp as their new head coach. After they make the play-in, they got some potential to possibly get to the playoffs in this next season. We got Earl Watson working as a coach with the Wizards. More of these coaching transactions running through them. Doc Rivers re-signed with the Philadelphia 76ers, keeping Doc intact. Did get to the conference finals 2 years ago, got to the second round last year, beating us in the first round. We obviously re-signed Tom Thibodeau, Mike Malone back to the Nuggets. Got swept in the conference finals by the Mavericks. Looking at this draft combine, we got the offer. Now getting ready for our pre-draft workout invites. Nick Myers, the number 1 projected player, 7'2", center, only 18 years old, coming out of high school. We got Julian Purdue, Gonzaga product, Michigan State product, Jimmy Ferguson, a center. Darren Rollins, 6'4", guard. Hugh Crawford, swingman. Ohio State product, Edwin Harden. Andy Hayward, Notre Dame point guard. A lot of people think he's going to be a productive NBA player. Frederick Edwards, 7'3", out of New Mexico, only 20 years old, a lot of size right there. Something we could be interested in with Mitchell Robinson. Obviously, he's a player we like, but with some guys, big names for free agency, later this year, we could look to get some guys off the board. He's not even on the books, Mitchell Robinson, not on the books currently. And there's a big free agencies out there, so could use a big man early in the draft, possibly depending on what's going on with Mitchell Robinson, what we have going on this offseason. Obviously, we matched R.J. Barrett's restricted free agency deal last offseason. He was already kind of disgruntled being with the team. So we already talked we could possibly get rid of R.J. Barrett, possibly for the right, whether it's free up some cap space or if we can get the right star fit our team. Obviously, Rudy Gobert is available right now. De'Aaron Fox available, which wouldn't be a bad deal. Malcolm Brogdon, Miles Bridges. But it had to be the right deals to part ways with RJ. Going into the draft, we keeping everything intact. Number 1 pick, the Portland Trail Blazers draft Nick Myers, straight out of high school, 7'2", 247. They've had injury history drafting centers at the top of the draft for Sam Bowie, Greg Oden, but hopefully this guy was able to step in and be the player they anticipate him to be. The San Antonio Spurs get a 7-footer at the number 2 pick with Jimmy Ferguson out of Michigan State. Going into the 3rd pick, going to be made by the OKC Thunder, as well as the 4th pick. They stockpiled all those picks with all the trades they made. Get small forward Julian Purdue to add to the depth of their young ball club, but they got a lot of young talent on their team. Guys like Panchero, Wembanyama. They got a whole bunch of talent on their team. Number 4, Hugh Crawford out of Mississippi heads to OKC. Now we're going to that 5th pick, whereas yours truly, New York Knicks. See what type of move we're going to make with this top 5 selection. It's been a side. We could possibly need a point guard here. Could get a big. We pretty much solidified on the wing. So Cam Reddish, we're going to have to give him a new deal. But we plan on bringing Cam Reddish back. We could trade the pick, but right now we don't see a real good reason to trade the pick. Not no game-changing player. We feel like we can't get out here on the market. Darren Rollins from Canada is the top player available again compared to Rip Hamilton right now. Edwin Harden looks to be a safe pick. Not going to look to be no true star. And you got Andy Hayward. So 21 years old, out of Notre Dame. Has a lot of game. Also appear to be a safe pick. You know what you're going to get out of him. As far as production, he's 6'3", got good size at the point guard. You got B.J. McDaniel from Duke, 5'10" point guard. Knock down some perimeter shots. Has a very high ceiling. Not a terrible floor, but the floor is like just about a shooter. But he does have a high ceiling. He's only 5'10". Out of Duke. Has solid potential, not great. He has solid potential. Andy Hayward doesn't have great potential. He's looks to be a solid product. Not to say it isn't room for growth. We're looking at Frederick Edwards, 7'3", 274 out of New Mexico. He already got the body of an NBA. He got extremely high ceiling. His floor ain't bad. Anderson Varejao, 7'3", 274. He already got good size. So that alone, he's looking like the guy we're going to take. Number 5 pick. That's what we went with. Edwards, 7'3", 274. Got the size. He NBA ready. So that was the right pick we needed. And the Pacers get to Notre Dame. Probably got point guard Andy Hayward. That's a couple guys, home state talents they done scooped up. Lou Ford from Connecticut go to the Orlando Magic. That's a lot of centers being drafted in the top 10. Nick Myers appears to be the class of this draft. Only 18 years old. A lot of talent. And you got Jimmy Ferguson right after at Michigan State. Purdue, Crawford, Edwards, who we drafted. But we feel like we got to steal him slipping to 5. Got Andy Hayward, B.J. McDaniel to the Bulls, 5'10" point. Jay Bledsoe on still overseas. He could be a steal in the draft as well. The Ricky signing period. Vince Bellamy, a guy we had overseas, but we don't know if we're going to keep his rights coming up to this season. Deion Curry from Georgia Tech. Not a shooter. We're not really Curry in our eyes. We ain't going to Stuart Burks, he got some talent actually. Jet Stanley, Ross McLeod. Right now, they look like Frederick Edwards gonna be the only guy gonna make it to this real deal off season with us. Like Stuart Burks got some talent though. Kid Bellamy though, he's a stash guy. Emmanuel Quickly, Obi Toppin, extend these qualifying offers. Obi fell out the rotation last year. We're not gonna bring him back. We plan on bringing back Emmanuel Quickly. Now we on to the free agency period. LeBron James hit free agency again. Anthony Davis, look like he's heading back to the Lakers. LaMelo restricted. Then you got Jonte Murray. Hawks is only offer right now. Sadiq Bey. Devin Booker. He was banged up last year. Only averaged 22 a game. The team was terrible. The Knicks could be a team to pop out and see what's going on with it. We already got RJ Barrett, who kind of disrupted. We could move RJ Barrett to a team like the Raptors, who don't have a starting small forward currently. He's from Canada. Move him back on. That's what it looks like we're going to do. Get rid of RJ Barrett to pursue Devin Booker. Throw him a big contract despite all the injuries coming off of the leg injuries and ankle injuries last season. We're going to get a haul for RJ Barrett from a pick standpoint. And Zero Little, solid 3-and-D player, physical player, 220, 6'5", out of North Carolina. Right now, they feel like the Raptors feel like they giving up too much with the second round pick included. They want 2 pick swaps. RJ for the services of RJ Barrett. We're gonna have to lower down the picks. We again gonna be able to probably get 3 first-round picks flat out. Even 2 at the second round. We want a top 3 protected pick in 2026. We can fade that. We can make that trade happen. Getting rid of RJ Barrett. Send him to Toronto. He's already got 3 years left on his deal, so they know he's locked in. Production went down slightly last year. He was injured a lot, but he was still effective. Sent him about on his way to Toronto Raptors. Now we can pursue Devin Booker and bringing back Cam Reddish right now. We already got Frederick Edwards as a center we can pencil in, even as a rookie. Cam Reddish bring this in top priority on our eyes coming off his first All-Star season. Team-friendly deal, only want $19 million a year. That still leaves us with access over $40 million left to pursue Devin Booker. Could possibly pursue. We don't really want to pursue LeBron at this point. At the age yet, we can still pursue a Devin Booker or a DeJounte Murray. Lonzo Ball in the free agency market, Karl Towns, Jaylen Brown, Celtics looking to bring him back. Warriors already pretty much done deal with Clay as well. Looking to bring in Devin Booker. We tops among him as well. Obi Toppin, we ain't looking to bring him back. Bring back Devin Booker and Cam Reddish. That's the two priority signings for us, obviously early. The free agency period to bring in first-time All-Star, consistent All-Star. We might look to share a little more cap space. We'd be able to bring back a guy like Emmanuel quickly, and hopefully Westbrook. So Nazir Little will be looking to get rid of his contract. He had more space. Probably move him for draft picks. We don't really want to even bring nothing back for him at this point. We can easily replace him with a minimum contract. That's what he's getting. We've done some business with Phoenix before. We're going to have moving to Phoenix for a second-round pick. Gives us more flexibility to bring back a man quickly, as well as bringing in Cam Reddish and Devin Booker. The first day of the moratorium. Yeah, we're moving in day 2. There's Reddish and Booker. Raptors look like they're trying to push hard for LeBron and the Lakers, but the chance that LeBron hitting the Raptors is slim to none in reality. Brought in Devin Booker and Cam Reddish. Booker after injury ravaged season last year, coming to the Big Apple to be the centerpiece to help a team that was number 1 in the East but lost in the first round for the second consecutive year. Now we got a legit superstar, legit go-to scorer in Devin Booker to go with Julius Randle and Cam Reddish to lead this team back to hopefully championship contention this season. We got to get out the first round first. And it's still an exception where we can bring back Russell Westbrook, a $15 million deal. Even at 35 years old, Russell Westbrook, he's been great in his 2 years with New York, leading us back to relevance and being a playoff team. So bringing back Russell Westbrook would be huge, and we don't have a point guard at the moment, so we got to bring back Russ, really. Make an offer towards Alex Caruso as well. Defender, fan favorite type player. He's a perfect fit in New York. Obviously, we got restricted free agency on Emmanuel quickly. Bring him back. Bring back Westbrook on that 1-year deal worth $15 million. Bring back our starting point guard. Has been a key factor running the show. We averaged 17 and 7 assists last year. 17 and 8 the year before, so he's been consistent. Yeah, still got Grimes, Imani Bates backing up Booker. Goes AJ Griffin behind Reddish. We got Julius Randle and Frederick Edwards. Add some depth to that front court to this team as well. So we're gonna lose Mitchell Robinson to free agency. Actually, he signed with the New Orleans Pelicans. Matisse Thybulle available, wing defender we could bring in after getting destroyed on the perimeter by James Harden in the first round. Average 25 a game against us. Bring back Kevon Looney. A solid rotation big. You can start him or bring him off the bench. So be a key piece to bring back. We're going to hold off on Caruso right now. If we can, we would prefer to bring in Matisse Thybulle then Alex Caruso. But Caruso, he's more ready to sign. Thybulle got some more looks out there. He's a younger player with more in the tank. But Matisse agreed. We're going to bring in Matisse Thybulle over Alex Caruso since we got it quickly coming in. And bringing Kevon Looney, bring him back into the fold. The Knicks. Fred VanVleet re-signed with the Raptors. DeJounte Murray went to the Raptors. Patrick Williams re-signed with the Bulls. Pistons got Caleb Martin. Jordan Clarkson went back to the Jazz. CJ McCollum re-signed with the Pelicans. Houston Rockets got Domantas Sabonis. Lonzo Ball re-signed with the Bulls. The Lakers got Karl Anthony Towns. LaMelo Ball re-signed with the Hornets. You got two bigs to go with LeBron and Cat and AD. Gonna be interesting for the Lakers. You got two of the best bigs in the league to go with LeBron James. And bigs that can play out on the perimeter as well. That's gonna be an interesting look in LA. And Towns coming off a year he was all NBA, 24 9 boards. The Raptors got an interesting deep team. You got Murray, VanVleet, Gary Trent, who's hurt right now. You got R.J. Barrett, Scotty Barnes, Lively at center. Don't know what's going to happen with Pascal Siakam. Now we're looking to fill out the rest of our roster. Going into the summer league period. Bogdan, Seth Curry, some shooters still available. We're going to go with Bogdan. And Bertans, Torrey Craig still out on the market. Solid 3-and-D type player. Got Derrick Jones Jr. That's who we're going to go with. And for a third center, JaVale McGee still available for you. Good veteran presence in the locker room. Bring in JaVale McGee. Bring in Derrick Jones. Bogdan and JaVale McGee. That's 3 good signings. Alec Burks re-signed with the Lakers. Pistons got Alex Caruso. Xavier Tillman to the Hornets. We waiting on Emmanuel quickly to be that backup point. We gonna sign. Bellamy still overseas with it. Brought in Bogdan. Monty Bates got him. Young talent. Waiting to see it quickly gets matched. We could get him under bird rights. We rather put him on less restricted deal. See some team tries to sign him. Running TJ McConnell as a backup point. Solid team guy. DeMar DeRozan still out on the open market. It was Killian Hayes. It's unrestricted now. Pistons decided not to bring him back. Brought back Emmanuel quickly. Booker took a step back a little after the injury. Cam Reddish got a little better this offseason. After making his first all-star team, all-defensive first team. Fantastic season. Getting a man quickly, made some improvement, made some leaps. Julius Randle still the same, gonna be the same guy for us. Westbrook obviously gonna take a step back. 16th year, being productive, was gonna take a little step back this year. We still feel like he can be a starting point coming into the season. We still got confidence and rest to do that. That's the full landscape of the New York Knicks, what we got going on. LeBron James improved this late in his career somehow, as did Jalen Suggs. Kevin Durant, Kyrie still right there. Joker regressed a little bit. Cunningham is a deep base, still improving every year. Can be a threat in the Eastern Conference. They were last year. Lost 2-7 matchup to the Bucks, but they were a 50-win team. Got Toronto Raptors they have a ton of talent. Got the Houston Rockets with bringing in Sabonis. Jalen Green took a step. Killian Hayes took a step. He signed the Phoenix Suns, where it seems like every time a point guard goes there, he has great success. OG Anunoby goes to the Timberwolves. Damian Lillard, like he taking a step back at 34 years old. Last year left on his deal. Steph and Clay still gonna be a factor out there. Brad Beal took a step back, but Scoot Henderson look like he ready to take a step forward. Joel Embiid at 30, James Harden look like he done probably being an all-star level player at this point in his career. Cause he's deep, well deep in his career. Joel Embiid took a little step back. Giannis got even better, still in the middle of his prime. But the Bucks don't have a lot of talent around Giannis going into this year. He's going to be hitting free agency. He's already made it clear that he's going to test free agency. Evan Mobley took a step forward. Kawhi PG taking a step back. John Moran improved. LaMelo improved. Donovan Mitchell still right in his prime. Now get ready to see where the All-Star game is going to be at in this upcoming season. All-Star game is going to take place in Philadelphia this year. And I got the 2K Hoop Summit. With Troy Young leading the way straight out of high school. Then Ward, second leading scorer straight out of high school, leading the way. You know, the U.S. lost to the world. Now we getting ready for this 2024-25 season. Opening day, we got the Philadelphia 76ers. And the Boston Celtics and the Pistons projected to be the top two teams in the Eastern Conference. Boston obviously coming off a championship. You got Cleveland right up there, Lakers. And they got us all the way down at number 25 for the number one record team in the East last year. So they don't have much respect for us coming in the season. We faced the Bucks on Christmas Day, Sixers opening day, and that's the start of the season.